We have Kieran and Paul from Canon. Thank you guys for coming on. I understand why there's two of you. Obviously we're talking Canon. Canon have a lot of kit to talk about. And obviously this is IBC. This is IBC 2013. You've been here a long time.
Yeah, it's been nearly 30 years
nearly
now.
Nearly 30 years
you've been coming here. So primarily on the broadcast lens side.
Yeah.
So, but of course in the last couple of years we've introduced a whole new range of digital SLR photography and videography, and then more recently the cinema products, so the Cinema EOS system. So we've got a bigger stand here. I think it's the biggest stand we've ever had, and we've got lots of products on there. So hopefully people will come around and stop by and see it.
Now, as I've got you in front of me here, and you're effectively tethered, you can't run away. This whole DSLR thing, it must have just taken you by surprise at some point with that camera. I mean, it's just when the 5D Mark II went, how it
absolutely. I mean, it was. I think it took everybody by surprise how successful it was, and of course from that, really the Cinema EOS idea was born and developed into a dedicated camera.
And the way Canon has responded to it has been amazing. I mean, from a filmmaker's point of view, you've just stepped up the mark every year.
It's been really exciting. You know, to be honest, when we introduced the 5D Mark II, we didn't really realize the impact it was going to have, and it took off. It sort of brought videography and filmmaking to a whole different price point in the market. So that was the first thing, and then there was lots of feedback. That product wasn't designed primarily for video. So the 5D Mark III came out then, and that's been a great success. It was slow starting off, but as people have realized what it can do, they've really started to get into it. And then we introduced Cinema EOS, with the C100, the C300, the C500, really products designed for filmmakers. And you're covering everything from the sort of the basic wedding guy right up to somebody who's doing a 4K movie shoot.
Absolutely. And I mean, talking about specifically the C300, it's just gone massive. I mean, everybody loves it. We use it all the time, and and it is just one of those cameras where you point it at something and there's some kind of magic sauce you put in there where it just makes everything look gorgeous.
That's exactly what we want to hear.
Yeah, I mean, I use lots of different cameras, but there's something, and they're all great, but the C300, you point it at something and you go, yes, it does something to it.
Good.
And the beauty of it, I mean, what we've found, obviously talking large chip, is of course low light.
Yes.
And its capabilities in low light.
Yes. Well, actually, that's really exciting because this year we've launched really a whole range of firmware updates for these products, and I think the most significant one is the low light capability. So we've introduced now on the C100, the C300, and the C500 the capability to shoot at 80,000 ISO. So that's basically
80,000. Okay.
So that's basically shooting in the dark. Yeah. And of course you're not using infrared here, so you still get some color.
Yes.
So there are issues. Of course, you'll see noise at that sort of level, but the feedback we've had from the testing and the beta testing is, don't worry, this is going to give us a whole new range of creative shooting opportunities. Yeah. And we can manage noise in post-production. That's the sort of concept. So we're really excited to see what the creatives, people who really use these products, will sort of make of it and deliver.
And the beauty of it is you've got something that shoots 80,000. Even for those who think, well, I'm not going to shoot in the dark, it's a bit like having a big off-roader. You're not necessarily going to use it off-road all the time, but it's nice to know that if the snow comes, you can get out. You've got that ability now to be able to crank it up slightly more than you would have thought you would need to.
That's right, yeah. And changes the way you can shoot and the sort of situations you might shoot in, And of course, these are all small form factor, so you can put them into different sort of spaces. And
so that cupboard shot with just a tiny little light on for that gloomy look, you've got it now, and you don't have to think about it.
I mean, a lot of it will be, as Kieran said, the fact that you can retain colour information.
Yes.
So if you're shooting in Canon log, you'll still have the wide dynamic range.
Yep.
You can then go through post-production and retain all that colour, which you can't do with an image intensifier, and you may not be wanting to or able to put lights up as well. So it's just a whole new area that filmmakers and documentary makers, etc., can use.
Absolutely. And this is purely a software upgrade?
Purely a software upgrade, free of charge. It's going to be available, I think, Q4 this year.
Q4 this year.
Yeah.
So probably sort of, I don't know, November, that sort of timing. So yeah, we're really optimistic it's going to be a great added value to all those guys who've already bought those products.
Brilliant. It sounds amazing. I can't wait to load it on my C300.
Okay, good.
But we do actually have available on the stand the cameras with the new firmware on there. So you can come and see the new capabilities and the new features They'll be included in the firmware upgrade.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, just following on from that, there's a little low light demonstration area where you can turn down the light and look at the ISO and see what you can actually get. So come to the stand, it's really good to see that.
I will probably pop popping around later to have a look at that. Just moving on from that, when you use something like the C300, ourselves, we have that set of L glass, because L glass is just brilliant, works lovely on the C300 and C100. But they are still steel lenses.
Yes.
They still have even though the glass is magnificent, it still has the drawbacks from a cinema point of view, being steel lenses. Yeah. You've tackled that, haven't you?
Yes. So we've now got a full range of cinema prime lenses. Yeah. So we introduced the 6.1 actually just this day or yesterday on the stand. It's there to see. It's a 35mm cinema prime. T1.5 I think it is, so it's a fast bright lens, and it's going to have that 12 blade iris control as well, so you get that very nice rounded bokeh effect, and it's a slightly warmer lens than the EF lenses, so we think really well suited to cinematography. And of course now you've got the full range from, I think it's 14 up to 135.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So we've got the full range, 6 lenses plus you've got the big lenses on top of that.
Sure. So are they available effectively from today onwards? What's the availability of these? For people going to be
35mm is still to be confirmed when exact availability is, but the rest of the range is available now.
It's sort of pretty imminent. So.
Yeah. And again, if people want to come and have a play with them, you've got them on your...
Yeah, they're all on the stand. You can see them. Hopefully you can enjoy them and make some good movies with them in the future.
Excellent. We're going to wind up shortly, but there's a couple of things I've got on my notes that I want to actually mention, because one of them takes... got my notice here. You've got EBU approval for DSLRs.
Yes. Do you want to talk about that?
The EOS 1DC, which is a DSLR that's capable of 4K recording onto the compact flash, as we've just announced that the EBU have approved it. It's passed their criteria for Tier 1 production. Excellent. It's the very first DSLR that's been approved for 100% content capture for TV broadcast and production.
Which is great, because
great news, absolutely. Yeah. It's really DSLR is now positioned as a tool for the broadcast industry, and that's good news.
No more jumping through hoops to try and get your bit of content on. If you're using one of these cameras, it's an approved camera.
Ready to go.
Yeah, they'll let you take the content. Guys, that's great. Thank you very much for coming on. It's always want to chat with you for ages about your kit and things, but we've only got a short amount of time. Again, if people want to find out information, is there a good website they can go to for the Canon products?
Maybe 2 good websites. Yep. We've got just CPN. If you look for Canon Professional Network and you just search on Canon CPN, you'll come to a really great website. Or of course you can go to canoneurope.com and you'll also get all the information there as well.
And again, I'm just going to test you again. The booth, if they want to come and see you here at IBC,
is Hall 11 E50.
Excellent, brilliant. Thank you very much, guys.
Fantastic.
Kieran, Paul, thank you for coming on. Much appreciated. I will no doubt be running down to the Canon stand and seeing you later on today to have a play with things. But in the meantime, thank you for coming on the show. Exciting news, guys. If you've got a C100, C300 or C500, you're basically going to be able to shoot in the dark. I can't wait to give it a go. And have a look at their new Cine lenses as well.